So randomly, Milan came out of nowhere, and now they have 4 cities in Western Europe, which is by far kind of the most powerful civ, I think, in that region. I mean, we'll see if they can hold on to all this stuff. That's obviously going to be very, very difficult, but hey, I mean, and the funny thing is I don't think I really mentioned Milan in the first video. I figured they were going to have a tough time. There's obviously a few civs that are going to naturally have a tough time. Switzerland, Milan, Bavaria, Bohemia, everything here. But, you know, who knows? I don't know. You never know. You never know how the wars are going to play out. And, you know, the Netherlands and France both missed their opportunity because they didn't have a melee unit nearby, and that's what happens. Milan just comes by and just says swoop, and they swooped in on it. It was a huge swoop. So I'm expecting the Huns to go to war with the Russians here. And if they do, it will be, I think, a huge success. Attila will be very aggressive. We'll see if the Novgorods, if Novgorod kind of goes down to the south and maybe defends Catherine. Okay, so Poland and Prussia, again at war this time with the Goths. But the Goths and the Greeks won't have that much of an impact. No, they won't play a role in this at all. The Prussians coming closer and closer to taking over the city, but I don't think they're going to be able to get the job done. Nope, they will not. So Novgorod might swoop in. They might. Religion has been founded. That's right. I was supposed to go over religion in this video, weren't I? Let's go over it next video, because not all the religions have been founded. I believe there's still like 2, 3 more, something like that. 2 or 3 more. Wow, look at the battering rams there. Lots and lots of battering rams. So, but what are these forces doing? You're just asking for Novgorod to come. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. All right. We are going to see. Is this Lithuania? Oh my gosh, it is. Yeah, well, that's a scout, though. I mean, I guess it's not that surprising, a scout like moving down that far to the south. See, that's kind of one of the... Oh, look at this. Warsaw, under siege. I didn't realize this before. This is mainly Austria. Austria doing most of the work. There's a few Hungarian units, so Austria and Hungary working together with a few range attacks. Poland and Prussia both are lacking, like drastically lacking a military. Most literate people right now, we have the Moors and Ramses of Egypt, number 1. Then we have a pretty big tie for 24th place. I'm sorry, with 24 technology, 2nd place. We won't check in on that. But I do want to check in this video if Carthage or the Sumer fall behind. Like I said, without their member, I want to see if they're starting to fall behind. If they do, I think it's safe to say that there does play a role when you lose a member of your team. At least in the very beginning. Maybe if you have a big lead. Like what happens to Egypt? If they stay in the lead and then they lose the Moors, which is entirely possible because the Moors are only at 1 city. So that might actually, that might be a possibility. Don't know if Bohemia is at war with Poland. I don't think they are. Bohemia's been pretty quiet so far. Luckily, they haven't been pulled into any wars, at least in Central Europe just yet. So Warsaw is going to be dangerous. It's going to be close. It is going to be close. Huns, what are you doing? The Huns seem to be moving kind of back to the north. Maybe they're starting to change their mind. Well, they need to use that army right now. Whatever they're trying to do, they need to use it like right now. Hungary does have some forces, so this might fall to Hungary, or it could fall to Austria. Either way, it would be kind of a significant impact if Poland loses their capital. Dang, this is my pick, and this might be like the first team that just gets wiped out. Because they're right there next to each other. Oh, bam, Rotterdam has been founded, just north of Amsterdam. Maybe making it a little bit more difficult now for Denmark to connect their 2 cities. They're going to make some people mad. Can't wait to see exactly who builds up that big navy. Again, like I said in the last video, navies will play a huge role in this, more than ever before, in this Mediterranean map. Even more than I would say a world TSL. Because, you know, the water of the world is kind of all linked up. This is not a canal city, though, so the Red Sea will not be connected to the Mediterranean. But still, water will almost lead you to any point in the map to a certain extent. Yeah, the Middle East seem to be... Oh, Umayyads kind of moved around the Hittites. Probably a smart move there. But the Hittites seem to be, I would say, they'd be like kind of the pick to maybe win the Middle East. It really depends. The Armenians could always move to the north, but I don't know if they feel threatened by the Huns or what. I would feel very threatened by the Huns as well. So they just pieced out. Not sure what that means. The Huns might have been going back up towards Poland and Prussia. The Huns just pieced out, though. So they could be maybe setting their sights back on Russia now. We might still see that war in about 4 or 5 turns. It depends. That's kind of what I was thinking. Sumer have denounced Russia. Also, let's check in on technologies. It's been a few turns with Carthage by themselves and the Sumer by themselves. Where's technologies at? Boom. Boom. So Carthage is at 21. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. The Sumer at 22. Yeah, so it's not enough time has gone by, I don't think, for us to make that to make a decision. If that does have an impact. Bam! Greece with their 4th city. Oh man, the Greeks and the Goths. The Greeks and the Goths. All they have to do is take over. Just take over Bulgaria. That's all you have to do. And Bulgaria is allied to Arabia, so it's not going to do anything. They'd have to fight through these troops, but man, that's it. Because the Greeks are going to need to move up to the north, because I don't know if the Goths are going to be able to defend this territory from a very aggressive Austrian Hungarian alliance, from the Lithuanians, who have proven to do pretty well, and then especially the Huns. Especially the Huns. Oh man, I think that they need to unite at some point, and I think that they will. Unless, of course, Byzantium takes over Bulgaria. That would be a pretty big deal. I think for the most part, most people are at peace. Or at least there's no major wars going on, so I will be able to kind of keep up with the conflicts of the world. Warsaw might not actually fall here, unless Hungary becomes more aggressive, which Hungary hasn't been very aggressive at all so far. Or unless Bohemia becomes more aggressive. But that would mean my pick would survive for at least a few more turns. I don't know for how much longer, though. Turn 130, year 375 AD. So we're starting to get into that point where we're going to see more catapults, and eventually we will see trebuchets very soon. Much easier to take over a city with the trebuchet. Vandals now with 3 cities. Along the Moor coast as well, I should mention. Moors still not settling. Nebuchadnezzar has built the Chichen That's going to double their, or I think extend their golden age for 50%, not necessarily double it. Bam, Greece has got 2 more settlers too. Oh man. But they will be making a mistake that the Greeks normally make. Greece has been known to colonize North Africa in these Civ 5 AI-only battles for a really long time. But every single time they do, they always face this very big threat from Africa. In this case, it'd probably be Egypt, but normally it's, someone like the Zulu, someone like the Ethiopians. So I don't know. Greece doesn't. If they play it smart, actually, or it's Carthage too. Carthage is also, but because the Vandals are here to keep Carthage in check, I don't know. This might be one of the better games that the Greeks play. The Greeks are doing really well so far. I think. They're making a lot of money too. They're making tons of money. Prussia's denounced Norway. Yeah, Warsaw is still not under siege, and Lithuania I don't think is at war. Yeah, they peaced out, I believe. I think that they did peace out. Italian Peninsula really isn't doing much, which is kind of sad. I thought they'd do a little bit more. It's Sweden and Lithuania, and Sweden, I don't know. Sweden is kind of in a tough spot because they don't want to go to war with Denmark and Scotland. I know that they want to go to war with Norway, I'm sure, but Norway's got some forces too, and it's harder to get over there. So it's hard to say. Yeah, but the Greeks and the Goths so far are #1. And they're winning, not necessarily significantly, by like 3 points. Again, score doesn't matter. But still kind of fun to kind of judge the game based on score. Because usually the score will end up telling us, wow, a 6th settler coming from Ramses. Bam, there goes the 5th Greek city, just like that. And there will be a settler, I'm sure. Maybe they'll settle over here. I'd rather them settle North Africa, though. It'd probably be a safer... It'd be even safer, even though I did mention that Egypt is here. It'd probably be even safer than going... everyone should stay out of the Middle East. At this point, it's a huge cluster F. And you don't want to come over here with the Assyrians, with the Umayyad. Oh, what is this? That's a very interesting tile improvement. I like it. Is it called the Desert Castle? Desert Castle? Huh, I wonder what kind of yield that's providing. Also, Assyria has built their siege towers. It's faith? Yeah, I believe that just offers them faith. Okay. But they don't have a pantheon or a religion, so I don't know. They can only build those in the desert, I'm assuming. Huns, we still don't know what the Huns are doing. And maybe they won't be going to war with Russia. The longer they wait, though, it's kind of too late. They're making a mistake because Russia's, I think, built better now to be able to defend an attack from Attila. But who knows? Warsaw once again under siege. Yeah, again they're under siege, but we'll see. Switzerland with a settler, but there's really almost no point left. There's a few. Iberia, northern Iberia still is unsettled. Islands in the Mediterranean unsettled as well. Songhai just like exclusively built this road here. Imagine the railroads though across the Sahara Desert would be really cool. Songhai would be able to kind of provide huge reinforcements very quickly to the Vandals, who would need it obviously in northern Africa, fighting the threats from southern Europe. That would be kind of cool, I think. Yep, they are going over there. I don't know if that's the best choice for Greece, to be honest, but I mean, we'll see if it works out for them. You know, right now it's starting to think like even if you take over Constantinople, it's still a start. Who is Greece going after? And why are they moving their military like this far away? I mean, for the most part, Greece is pretty safe as long as they build a navy. They only have, well, yeah, they only have one non-coastal city. So they should be pretty good when it comes to their navy. Oh man, I'm really liking the way Greece looks. Every time I look at them, I'm thinking, as long as they don't like lose their military here, which I think they will. I think they're going to lose half their military, whoever they're going after. That's the only threat. Another threat, another very weak point I think that Greece has is their team member, which that's a fun part about this campaign is there might be a dominant force building, but if they have a weak team member, you know, it's going to make things tougher. And I don't think that the Goths are necessarily weak right now, but they're not safe. They're definitely not safe. Not next to Lithuania, not next to the Russians and the Huns specifically. Geez, just battering rams just scattered throughout the plains, just relaxing. That's just what Attila wants to do with them. He could even attack the... Leeds has finally been founded. Bam. Okay, so the British now control the southern British Isle. And I imagine they'll probably be the ones to go after Ireland soon. Are there any more settlers? Nothing else in terms of settlers just yet. Byzantium still not settling either. Oh, they're moving even further away. That's even more dangerous than before. Alexander, you are playing a very dangerous game. You're not going to play that coastally. Or you're even worse, he's going to go up by the Huns. That's what I'm thinking. I doubt it. Actually, no, I seriously doubt it. That would be like a huge mistake. But he could be thinking that. Prussia and Poland have rebuilt their militaries somewhat. I'm actually shocked to see this moment of peace. It makes it easier for me. And I know that these wars will begin to break out again. William has built a wonder. Of course, Amsterdam, always a very great city in these TSLs. With 14 population. We've got England here. Might want to try to attack that. Notice that Denmark is trading with the British. I'm sorry, I'm going to call them England because they look so much like England. Same, like, everything. London and, yeah. But, well, different city names that start off. I know that England doesn't settle traditionally Birmingham as their second city. But, still, England always has a very good time. If there's always a big threat between the Dutch and the British. And if the British can get up a big enough navy, if they can control the English Channel, they usually have a good time attempting to take Amsterdam, but Amsterdam's always hard to take because there is this like little, you know, it's harder to melee attack. Unless, of course, they get a bunch of range units, but unless they get, you know, Amsterdam usually builds and builds and builds until about battleships come into play. When battleships come into play, then yeah, it doesn't normally have as much success defending itself with this rough terrain, the hill tiles all around it, stuff like that. There you go, Switzerland. So Switzerland's going to settle right by Denmark, I think. Which the Swiss kind of need it with Milan so aggressive so far. Did they No, they've occupied it, so they did annex the city. They're attempting to build a courthouse. They will do that. Milan will have 4 functioning cities, which is incredible. Oh my goodness, they're gonna have 4 functioning cities. That's so surprising. I know that their teammate really is nowhere nearby. They're not gonna play that big of a role, I don't think, in their success. William and Amsterdam. I'm sorry, William and Armenia. So that's, yeah, kind of nothing. Assyria is the other one. So there are a few examples of Europeans allied to the Middle Eastern civs, but they're too... There's too much going on. I don't know what... Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is a crazy area. The Egyptians are going after another settler. Yeah, so you better be careful, Arabia. I think that's safe to say. And you know what? Because the Ramses is having so much success, I would have to say that maybe Spain and Portugal should be nervous. You know, Egypt could keep up the Moors, keep the Moors high in technology. And if they have like a big technology advantage, then the Moors could take over Iberia. At that point, you know, that's going to be pretty bad. Obviously pretty bad. France is moving down to the south, probably settling just north of Barcelona, which they kind of need at this point. And we will see. I think I'm going to stop this a little bit early. We are going to be going closer and closer to turn 150. We've got another peace deal here between Poland and Austria and Hungary. Poland, Prussia, Austria, and Hungary. That will be a continual team war that we'll just constantly see. Oh, Greece is going after Warsaw. That's who you were going after. Ah, I see. Okay. Okay, we'll have to keep an eye on this. Again, this will be a much longer series, obviously, now that we're at turn... Video 5, only at turn 143, so just expect series will be much longer, not a short series, and we'll see where we're going to want to end this. And we'll see, yeah, obviously it's going to mainly depend on what's happening and how much is going on. Right now we're at kind of a separate little time of peace, but I imagine the coalitions are going to pick back up. That's a big thing that I think that we've noticed in the team, AI onlys. These huge coalitions form, and then things go crazy. But anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.